Welcome to the video lecture for FactoryTalk View Studio. It is one of the premier HMI software for PLCs developed by Rockwell, and we have distributed all the content in 10 different points, and they are development environment. We discuss how development can be possible, what are the different environment for that, and then we start how to create a project, and we define communications configurations, and then tags. What is tags? Then we go for screen and navigation, then for basic controls, basic displays, drawing tools and animations. This is a very vast one. Security and alarms. We have taken very something a brief discussion of all these things, and as well as maintain the essence of the software. So if you start working lively on this, and that will help you. Thank you. The first one is the development environment. Let me explain you what is development environment. See, FactoryTalk View Machine Edition is a software for developing and running human-machine interface application. Human-machine interface application. FactoryTalk View Machine Edition is designed for monitoring and controlling automated process and machines, and these are actually for PLCs. FactoryTalk View Machine Edition includes the following products. First is FactoryTalk View Studio, which is configuration software for developing machine-level applications. FactoryTalk View ME Station is a standalone runtime environment for machine-level application. It's a mythical environment. Use FactoryTalk View ME Station to run the application you develop in FactoryTalk View Studio. So this is where we develop, and this is the environment which we actually do all the necessary stuff while develop. FactoryTalk and Linux trademark is a communication server built around FactoryTalk technology to assist in developing and running your FactoryTalk View ME application. This is basically a communication server which is necessary somewhere and somewhere is not. You can run machine level application on the mobile views. These are the different versions of panel view plus 7, panel view plus 6, panel view plus, and panel view plus CE terminal, as well as on personal computer. This is how they have some panels, something like that. The FactoryTalk View Machine Edition software, there are different packages they have to build over there. The FactoryTalk View Machine Edition software package includes FactoryTalk Service Platform, Administration Console, Live Data, how to diagnostics, Activation Manager, and the communication software. They are the basic of these things. It's a very large one, but it is very interactive. FactoryTalk View Studio tools. What are the different tools? The tools are installed in FactoryTalk View Studio. They are application documenter, is a software that provides detailed information about FactoryTalk applications. FactoryTalk View ME Application Manager is a software for renaming, copying, deleting, backing up, and restoring application. Log is a software that prevents Windows operating system user from exiting the FactoryTalk View application at runtime. It's very important. While you are in running time, you cannot exit. There are certain procedure to out of it. We will discuss it. You can use this tool to set up a customized desktop and to prevent access to Windows function. It is for desktop basically. You cannot use desktop if you are running your application. That is what they have mentioned here on panel view plus 7, panel view 6, and this other terminal, different terminals, panel C. FactoryTalk View File Viewer is a software for viewing the following types of log file. Whatever you did over there, they have been somewhere log that got logged somewhere. And these are the those files. SE data log file. These are version SE, ME data log files, ME alarm log files, DB files, ME recipe plus files. How to develop recipes. The log information can be shown in the form of list views or train plots. You can plot them and you can have views. You can save the file as CSV. This is one of the way of putting the file, or DBase file, so that it's easier to do more analysis. The legacy tag database conversion is a software for converting your legacy tag database to a new format to work with Microsoft SQL Server, Microsoft Excel Server database. And ME firmware upgrade wizard is a software for installing new firmware release. So if there is any kind of updation, you can use firmware upgrade wizard for that. Then there is a transfer utilities, a software for transferring a runtime application, that is .mer files, between the development computer and a mobile view, panel view plus 7, mobile view plus 6, panel view plus 6. So this is one of interface where you can develop a software on a computer and can you view on panel view plus compact or panel view plus C terminal, transferring windows to type font files .ttf and .ttc. So you are using Windows font also there to a panel view plus 7, panel view plus 6, panel view plus compact or panel view plus C terminal. These are the different versions, and comparing a runtime application on a mobile view panel view plus 7, panel view plus 6, panel view plus this panel view plus compact or panel view plus CE terminal with a runtime application on a desktop computer. So you can make comparison also, but you can use a transfer utility there. Tag import and export, which are the software for importing or exporting the FactoryTalk View tag database. So how much what kind of tag you are doing there, that can also be put somewhere as a database there. So Rockwell Automation CSV, the CSV data log tamper detection utility, is a software used to detect the integrity of a CSV data log file that contains tamper detection strings, generate a detection report and save the report to a text file. See, to start FactoryTalk View Studio tools, we need from Windows. We wanted to start, we go for Windows 7 or Windows Server 2008. This is for the select all programs, Rockwell software. Go to the FactoryTalk View tools and tool names. Whatever tools you wanted to use there, like we have discussed there previously. Windows Server 2012. Click down the arrow and select apps, Rockwell software. Tool name, whatever tool name you are using there, Talk Studio or whatever. Windows 10, select app and tool name, whatever the name that you have. There's a name in FactoryTalk View Studio. Can also be tool from the tool menu in FactoryTalk. It is in the see, there are different tools we have discussed there, like this. Different tools where different tools are like this. Application document or FactoryTalk. So these you can select over there. Okay, Dynastic Viewer allows you to view FactoryTalk dynastic messages using the FactoryTalk Dynastic Viewer. To make a have a dynastic there. To start dynastic from Windows Start Viewer, this is on the tool there. Windows 7 we have an application actually. We are showing the example there. Select all program, Rockwell, FactoryTalk tools name, then Dynastic Viewer. This is the name of it. This is how we go for this, and then we discuss Windows Server 2. So this is the same thing we are doing there, but choosing a tool name, there is a Dynastic Viewer. You can also select the tool from the tools menu of FactoryTalk. You can do it. FactoryTalk tools. FactoryTalk tools are installed when you install FactoryTalk service platform. To start FactoryTalk tools from Windows Start menu, for this select Rockwell FactoryTalk and the tool name like this. Simply you will go for them. Windows Server 2, click the down arrow and select Apps Rockwell and software tool. FactoryTalk Activation Manager. It is very important how to activate. All FactoryTalk with software must be activated using FactoryTalk Activation Manager. There is a particular utility there. FactoryTalk Activation Manager is automatically installed when you install FactoryTalk View. To start FactoryTalk Activation Manager, Windows 7 at this can you go for this way, Rockwell software, FactoryTalk Activation you find out there, then FactoryTalk Activation Manager. Click the download apps, go for the apps, Rockwell software, FactoryTalk Activation Manager, and for Windows 10 you will select all apps, Rockwell software, FactoryTalk Activation Manager. So this is a simple way of putting a kind of development environment, how users can achieve this. I'm not going to explain the things, actually it's so much there, so I just took a very brief out of it. I think it will be interesting and find informative to you. You please install it there and then go through with that. It will be nice. Thank you. Let me start with creating a project in this. How to create a project. See, first there is a two kind of project right there. One is application and there is a project. This is called HMI project. This is the HMI project. First, it's in this way. Application is a project here. Okay, an application is a software application you create in a FactoryTalk View Studio to monitor and control your plant processes. An application consists of one or more data server and an HMI project. See, these two things are there in application. This is a project basically. One or more data server or an HMI, also known as HMI server. You can use interchangeably there. The data server provides communication for the project, and the project or HMI server consists of graphic displays, alarm information, user information, and other settings. When you create an application, FactoryTalk View creates folders and files in various locations on the development computer. Some of the folder are empty until you start setting up your application. So initially it is blank. Once you start putting up your application, developing different screens and panels and buttons, this will start. When you finish developing the application, FactoryTalk View uses the information in the various folder and files to create a runtime application. It is very important. The application is very important when it's running. So whatever we are application developing, it should be running. It should be. So runtime application file is the running application consists of file with the extension .mer. It's a running extension file. An HMI project file is .mad file, is in the user public documents and RSU enterprise. This is actually reside here. So we start how to create an application, that is how to create a project. If FactoryTalk View Studio is not there, start that first of all. It's very simple. So if FactoryTalk View Studio is started from the file mode, select new application, click the new application tool. Then if an application is already open, FactoryTalk View Studio asks you whether to close the application. So you have to first close down that. You have to study that. So this is how you get a application form file. So on the new tab of the new open machine edition application dialog box, enter name for the application name box, that is very important. Then there is optional things, enter a description for the application. You can describe also there. This is, you will find description also there. Language segment there, resolution, what kind of thing. So select language for the application. You can add more languages in the language after the application created. This is another utility there. Select resolution for the application. What kind, how much resolution, because you are using a panel, you are not going to use on desktop. So what kind of panel you are using, like panel 6, panel 7 plus 4, like this. You can modify the resolution in the project setting editor after the application is created. This is actually also possible. Click create. So this is how you have created an application. It's just the starting. FactoryTalk View Studio creates the application folder, files, and then shows the new application in the Explorer window. There must be an Explorer window like cover. The system automatically creates a display called main and set the initial graphic to mains. The application files are stored in user public. This is where the RSU enterprises. We are using this Rockwell software HMI projects application name, whatever name you have given, like the name you have given application name. The application file is given the extension .mad. So what? So your project file or application file name is .mad. What are setting? Project setting determine the general appearance of your runtime application, such as the size and position of the project window and whether a title bar appears in the project window. See, title bars there. Specify project setting. How to specify setting? Use the project setting editor. I'm elaborating this. There is a project setting in system. You go to system, you find project setting, and you can project window size. All the things are view application properties. From the application window, select application properties. What are the properties you are using there? HMI server properties you can find. Use the Explorer window to view. This is the Explorer window to view the information of project or HMI. What is the application name, application description, if any. Locate the project file. We have mentioned here. Location of graphic display in the application. What are the different graphics you are using? Maximum number of display you are licensed to use. This all things should be there. So because you have to make the displays over there. To HMI server properties in the Explorer window, right click the HMI. You have to right click the HMI server name and select properties. So these are the this much of properties are condiments. This is number of displays of this has to be come up on there. Once you will flow the kind of project name is there. This condiments. So there are number of displays of license maximum 500. So you can use the displays up to 500. So this is a very brief idea of how to make a project. Go for a practical experience. Start TalkView so you can have better. Then you have understand things.